Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within, Blind. I have checked the manual, actually, and it just says that whenever an object changes color, I should be able to present it to someone, and it definitely does here if I go with this. You know, it's ordinarily white on black background, but it's white. It's black on white background here.
He might know someone who can help me out. I'll have to ask him about it.
But if I try to ask him,
I don't have anything else to say right now.
I can't. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I'll go to the zoo. And maybe there I will learn some things that will enable the topic.
Canis lupus lupus, European wolf.
Here, Wolf. Come on, boy. Here, Wolfie. Come on. Come on, Wolfie, Wolfie. Come on. Come on. Get the heck over here, will ya? Here, Wolf. Come on, Wolf. Come on. Come on. It's like that, is it?
Yeah, so maybe I could get some meat to get it to come to me. I assume it would be for the purposes of checking the fur, like getting like a big clump of fur to compare against things that I might find or something.
I'm not sure what it says, but it's not the exit. Exit is Ozgang. It's one of the few words I do know. Looks like that path goes into the kennel. Don't think I'd get too far on my own, though.
Okay, I want to go back. Or alternatively, I can get some from him, maybe.
Excuse me, do you speak English?
Yes?
Great. Mind if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, okay.
Have you worked here long?
Thomas. Almost 1 whole year.
A year? Wow. I noticed you were pretty calm walking in that kennel. Guess wild animals don't bother you, huh?
The wolves. They're lazy during the day.
Oh. So you carry a walkie-talkie?
The zoo is big.
Who normally gives you your instructions over that thing?
Kitchen, sometimes the health unit. For something really important, Dr. Klingman himself will call me.
Dr. Klingman? Who's this Dr. Klingman you mentioned?
Dr. Klingman is in charge of the mammal division.
So I should speak to him about seeing the wolves up close.
You can try, but he won't let you.
Perhaps. Where could I find him?
In the administration area.
Thanks. These wolves are fascinating, aren't they? I tried calling one over, but they weren't too obliging.
Yeah, some people try that all day.
Is there any chance you could take me inside the kennel? I'd really like to see one of the wolves up close, kind of a research thing.
No way. No one will enter the kennel without authorization.
I suppose you were around when those wolves escaped.
No, I don't work at night.
But you must have been here the next day, right? That people were pretty upset, what, with the police and everything?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that day was super crazy.
Can you tell me about it?
Tell you what?
So, how'd the wolves escape, anyway?
Well, Dr. Klingman says the gate was left open after the night feeding.
What do you think?
The gate is heavy. It shuts itself. Maybe something was in the way. Maybe a rock. I don't know. I'm only glad it was not me there. The boy who works that night has been, you know.
Oh. Fired.
Fired.
What did the two missing wolves look like, anyway?
Hilda was pretty. She had much white on her chest. And Parzival, he was bigger, thicker, more in the chest. He was 5 or 6 years old, maybe. Much darker than Hilda.
Dark. Dark what?
Dark gray. Both were gray. And most of the wolves here are. Hilda was light, but they get darker when they get older.
Is that right? So, what do you think about these killings? Pretty scary, huh? Do you ever think those two wolves could do something like this?
I don't believe it is possible. Hilda and Parzival were fine with me, just like all the other wolves. Hilda, she liked to play. She was so young still.
She did. Hey, thank you for your time.
Whatever.
Could you tell me? he shot me a pretty weird look right there, but could you tell me something about this? Again, it does change color, but it doesn't seem to register with him. I'm not sure if that's something wrong with the game or if I'm just stupid. You know, it's definitely possible.
Kommen Sie. Kann ich Ihnen helfen?
I'm afraid my German isn't very good. My name's Gabriel Knight. I'm an American novelist.
What can I do for you, Mr. Knight?
I'm researching a new book, and I hear you're the expert in these parts. Could you spare a moment?
Please, sit down.
Thank you. Could I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Thanks. You don't mind if I record this, do you?
That's fine.
So, you're in charge of the zoo's mammal divisions?
Yes.
What kind of training do you need for that, Doc?
I realize you Americans hate titles, but people refer to me as Herr Dr. Klingman here. A doctor will also do.
Sorry.
I have a doctorate from Heidelberg University. My field is animal behaviorist.
Fascinating. I see you're particularly interested in wolves.
Yes, I'm quite well known for my wolf research.
You must have been horrified when 2 of your wolves escaped then.
Yes, it has been very unsettling.
What kind of wolf research do you do, Herr Doctor?
I study wolf society here and in the wild.
Any insights?
Only that there is a purity to nature which human society lacks.
Meaning?
Life, reproduction, death. In nature there's a purpose to it, even if that purpose isn't pretty. We humans have forgotten our purpose.
We have.
Yes. Does a male lion say to the female, "I'm sorry, but I'm afraid to make a commitment"? Does a female wolf run off and leave her offspring to the male because she wants to mate with another wolf? Do hyenas need psychotherapy because they are guilty about their thieving nature?
You have a point.
Which I'm afraid I have overstated.
Not at all. Do your fellow scientists share your views?
Not often, no. Fortunately, I have found others who do.
I think it's mostly bullshit. Like, the appeal to nature is a fallacy. There is nothing particularly good about nature in itself, and there's nothing particularly bad about quote-unquote unnatural things in themselves. Like, you could argue the entirety of civilization, as humans understand it, is unnatural, but I would much rather live in a modern city than I would back in the wilds, in the forest, or whatever. Disregarding the fact that I specifically would have died if not for modern civilization, because I am slightly disabled and I had some major complications during my birth, so I wouldn't have survived if not for modern medicine. So whenever I hear people, pining after some kind of pure state of nature, I am bewildered, because most of us would have died if not for, most of us wouldn't have survived if we went back to hunter-gatherer society. And generally, I think civilization is a plus. It has allowed us to reach heights that, no other creature on Earth did. So sort of, it has allowed so many people to reach, some modicum of potential that they would have never reached in the wild because they would have died pointlessly and horribly. So I don't buy his sort of point of view. I think there's nothing particularly like, things being quote-unquote natural doesn't make them good. It doesn't mean that they are bad. Sometimes they are good, but not just because they are natural.
I was speaking with one of your boys out front. Greg, was it?
No, there's no Greg on staff here. Do you mean Thomas?
Thomas, right. Anyway, he's the one that said to talk to you. Because I was wondering if there was any way I could get a closer look at one of the wolves for research.
I'm afraid this is not possible. We don't show our wolves to anyone. We must protect what privacy the creatures have.
Really? Well, gosh. Guess that's that. Do you mind if we talk briefly about the missing wolves?
Is this relevant to your book?
Oh, yeah. You see, wolves are major characters in my new novel, and this case is quite unusual, isn't it?
I suppose it is. Very well. Actually, I know very little about the case, but I will tell you what I can.
Appreciate it. How long have the wolves been missing?
It's been about 2 months.
Jeez. Whew, that's a while, isn't it? Strange the police haven't seen hide nor hair of them, so to speak.
Believe me, your sentiment is shared by the German public.
Do you think the zoo wolves are responsible for the mutilation killings?
That is yet to be proven.
Because I've been wondering, what else could it be? Wild wolves, maybe?
Unfortunately, there are very few wild wolves left in Germany. Most were killed off by hunters decades ago.
Most.
A few remain in the Alps. But so close to a city like Munich, it's highly unlikely.
Any other suggestions?
I'm afraid I'm as confused as anyone, Mr. Knight.
What I don't see is why wolves, if the killers are wolves, why wolves would attack humans.
Wolves are predators. Most carnivores are potential man-eaters given hunger enough and opportunity.
But weren't the zoo wolves raised among humans?
Yes. And therefore, they are not afraid of us.
I suppose. How does a wolf choose its victims?
Have you ever heard of the language of death?
No.
You may have heard that wolves often choose the young, the old, or the sick as prey. Until recently, many thought this was some sort of natural selection going on, survival of the fittest. But now some of us are finding it is much more complicated than that. We have observed, for example, wolves surround a sick moose cow. The creature was helpless, yet she stood up and glared back at her would-be killers. The wolves dispersed. Or a healthy bull who ran off alone when he sensed wolves, making himself an easy target for no apparent reason. Researchers now believe that there's a kind of primal language going on. I am death, the wolf says. Are you ready to go? And the victim, by its actions, says, yes, I am ready, or no, you will not take me now.
What if their prey doesn't know the language of death?
This is a big problem, particularly for the wolves. When wolves come across domesticated animals who do not know how to play the game, they're confused. They start slaughtering and they have no sense for when to stop. That is why farmers have hunted wolves to extinction in most parts of the world.
Well, that certainly gives me something to think about.
What about...
I'd rather ask someone who's not involved. This guy's a little too close to the fire not to be reflecting heat.
Fair enough. Probably the same about this, right?
I'd rather ask someone who's not involved.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the doc's definitely got a thing for wolves. Yeah, the doc's definitely got a thing for wolves. Can't think of what else to ask him. I don't see anything in the bookcase but German textbooks. Their doctor's coat. Looks like office equipment back there. That's me, Gabriel Knight.
I guess I'll be going for now then.
I don't see anything in...
Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Not at all.
They all sort of give me a suspicious look.
That must be the entrance to the wolf habitat. I don't think she speaks much English. Besides, she only wants to talk about white sausages.
Yeah, but I think I could actually use some. Actually. For the wolves, possibly?
White sausage. Yum. Blood sausage, head cheese, pork innards. Mmm.
Okay, so how does it work? Because it didn't appear before, even though I did try this, right?
You might know someone who can help me out. I'll have to ask him about it.
As well as this.
You might know someone who can help me out. I'll have to ask him about it.
So I'm still rather confused, to be honest.
Do you know anyone with a background in animal biology?
Animal biology for your research?
Right.
Let me think. I have one client who's a professor at the university. Maybe he knows someone there. Let me check. Ja, Herr Dr. Speigal, bitte. Herr Dr. Speigal? Ja, wie geht's Ihnen? Ich bin's, Übergrau. Ich bräuchte den Namen eines Experten in Tierbiologie. Oh. Das könnte funktionieren. Ja? Ja, sehr gut. Recht herzlichen Dank. Ihnen auch. Auf Wiederhören. So. Good. There is a lab at the University Biology Department. They may be able to help you there. But just tell them Herr Dr. Speigal sent you.
Sounds great. Thanks.
I don't have anything else to say right now.
Well, I guess I'd better get going.
Well, enjoy your stay.
Kann ich Ihnen helfen?
Hi, is there someone here that speaks English?
I speak English. Were you looking for the biology lab?
Yes, my name's Gabriel Knight. I was recommended to you by Herr Dr. Spiegel.
Yes, my name is Michael. I'll do the work for you whenever you're ready.
Reminds me of biology classes. Except I never took biology classes. This looks like medical stuff to me. I hate that kind of crap. Ugh. Looks like a good hot dog roaster. I need to show him what I've got.
Could you analyze this hair?
Let's see. What kind of hair is it?
Well, I was kind of hoping you'd tell me.
Of course, but it would help to have a general idea. It's definitely not human.
Isn't it?
It's canine, I think. Red, brown. The tips are lighter, which indicates a thick undercoat.
Can you identify the species?
Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. It's not canine. The tips are too broad. Looks more like wolf.
Wolf hair. Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. These don't match any of the species in the book either.
So what is it?
It could be, how do you say, mix-up?
A mix-up? You mean a hybrid?
Hybrid. Oh, is that when the wolf and the dog, yeah?
Right.
Yeah, could be a hybrid, maybe. Wolf, dog, two wolf species, a wolf and something else. Otherwise, I'm not sure. It's more wolf than dog, but it doesn't match any species in the book, you see?
I see. Thanks.
Oh, it could also be a wolf and a human, which is a werewolf. But again, I understand how an academic professional wouldn't offer that as an explanation, because obviously that's ostensibly insane, but I know that magic exists because I've played the first game.
I need to show him what I've got.
Could you look at a paw print for me?
Sure, okay. God, this is heavy. What is this, cement?
It's all out of plaster Paris.
Well. Yeah. Wolf?
Really, can you tell what species?
It is impossible to tell from a print, except...
Except?
Yeah, I thought so. It is very big for a wolf. Very big. Looks like maybe 68, 70 kilograms.
That's big for a wolf.
This is huge. Most wolves don't weigh so much as they look. The hair is thicker, which makes them look bigger. But that's why I checked the book. Most species don't get so big.
How big does Canis lupus lupus get?
On average, 38 to 40 kilograms. North American wolf, 35 kilograms. Only the Alaskan timber wolf maybe gets so big. But even for that species, 70 kilograms would be huge.
Could a hybrid get that big?
Sure. A hybrid might be bigger than a wolf. The other species were big. A very big dog, perhaps. See, the paw print looks like a wolf, but that doesn't mean the whole animal looks like a wolf.
Very interesting. Thanks.
I need to show him what I've got.
I don't think I have anything else that he would be interested in. Do I have actual notes? Like that I can read?
My notebook.
Now that I've...
My notebook.
Okay, I guess the answer is no. Okay, I guess that's it.
That's...
All right, thanks.
Goodbye.
Ah, Mr. Knight.
Yeah, Doctor? Sorry to bother you again.
Not a problem.
Can't think of what else to ask him.
Like, I definitely think I should inspect the wolves somehow, right?
I'd really like to get a closer look at one of those wolves. I'd really like to get a closer look at one of those wolves. That must be the entrance to the wolf habitat.
I definitely think buying some meat is not such a bad idea.
No point in going back in there at the moment. I can't even try to talk my way in. I don't think she speaks much English. Besides, she only wants to talk about white sausages.
At the map area, which I definitely will use at some point, to be honest.
It's a water trough. Ground's a bit muddy over here. The mud's drying up. That's where I made the cast of the paw print.
What will the hint give me? Blinking destinations have tasks left to complete in the chapter. Really, that's literally all of them, though. So, it's interesting. Okay, so let's go here and try everything on the guy then, because you know.
Ah, hello, Mr. Knight.
Hey.
But what would those things even accomplish? Like, there's no point in showing him that. Blinking destinations have tasks left to complete in the chapter. That doesn't tell me anything. Well, okay, I guess it tells me a little bit, but... I'm rather confused, especially by the fact when it says there are still things left in those locations to finish the chapter. Does it mean right now or before the end of the chapter? Because the latter is sort of utterly useless to me.
I don't have anything else to say right now. I don't think she speaks much English. Besides, she only wants to talk about white sausages.
The thing is, though, from my point of view, that's not such a bad topic of conversation, given I have to convince some wolves to get closer. You'd think... getting some meat could possibly work for that.
She almost seems to be watching me.
Let's splice.
If I'm gonna do a splice, I'll need a source tape in Deck A.
What does that mean?
There's no point in listening to a blank tape. I can't see any reason to make a splice off that tape.
Okay, I think I have an idea. Maybe I can... Because Thomas has a walkie-talkie, right? So maybe I can splice the professor saying that I can see the wolves, because he talked a lot about the wolves. So maybe I can somehow gather it from the conversation. To be honest, it would sound pretty stilted, but then to be honest, in the 90s, I don't think most people would have sort of the technological foresight to be wary of this type of falsehood. So maybe it could work.
Not a bad idea. But I should go somewhere more private first.
Okay, I'll go back to the farm, I guess. Okay, so I have a doctorate, blah blah blah. Privacy. Can I
First things first, I need to address my audience.
Okay, so I need the guy's name, Thomas. But I guess I need a specific tape from... Like, does it have different... Because it was this...
I was speaking with one of your boys
one, right?
out front,
Wolves.
I was speaking with one of your...
It's all on the single tape, though. So, should be possible to just skip to that.
I was speaking...
If I'm gonna do a splice, I'll need a sword.
No. Delete that. How do I go to the part where he's talking about Thomas? Oh, okay. So, Thomas... does he address me at any point? Mr. Knight... No, let's do it like... Dr. Klingman here. Mr. Knight. Or maybe like this. Dr. Klingman here. Show our wolves to Mr. Knight.
I don't think that's what I need.
Why not? This seems like a perfectly solid like a perfectly solid piece of information. Although I guess he said that he should be addressed as Herr Doctor. So maybe that's what it's about. Herr Dr. Klingman here. Show our wolves to Mr. Knight.
Thomas, Herr Dr. Klingman here. Show our wolves to Mr. Knight.
Although, how will I make it sort of... How... I guess I would have to find the doctor's walkie-talkie and play it into it?
I was hoping.
Okay, he's gone. Does he have a walkie-talkie in this? No, but I've just stolen something
I don't think there's anything else in there.
out of his jacket.
A walkie-talkie. Didn't Thomas have one like that?
Do I have a splice tape? I do.
Thomas? Thomas?
Ja, Thomas hier.
Herr Dr. Klingmann hier. Show our wolves to Mr. Knight?
Ja, okay, Herr Doktor.
Okay, on the other hand, now that I think about it,
Mr. Knight? I'm afraid I was just about to leave.
Oh, that's all right. Perhaps another day.
Perhaps. Good luck with your work, Mr. Knight. After you?
Oh, hello, Mr. Knight. I have orders to show you one of the wolves.
Really? That would be swell.
Please stay calm and go slow. They don't like strangers. This is a special treat I use to make them come to me. They love it. Marguerite, komm hier. Komm mal hier, Mädchen. Marguerite, schau mal, was ich hier habe. Na, komm mal her.
Hey, girl. Good girl.
Ach, how strange, she likes you.
I have a way with women.
can I get like a piece of fur?
She's wearing a tag.
All the wolves here wear them. Don't do that. Stop that at once.
Sorry.
You should not have done that, Mr. Knight.
She seems so tame, just like a dog.
Wolf is not dog, Mr. Knight.
Sorry, really.
Yeah. Well, at least nothing happened. Are you done here now?
Yeah, thanks. I'll put in a good word for you with Klingman.
Oh, wunderbar.
To be honest, in retrospect, it makes
Klingman's office is locked.
it makes absolutely zero sense for this to have worked because I forgot about the language. Like, why would the doctor address one of the other German staff in English? It makes no sense. The only person he has a reason to talk to in English is me. So this is nonsensical. It's utter nonsense. But this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save. and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.